Evaluating Different Organisations by Zoe Gregory. First, my organisation. Joda Freight is a logistics company based in the north of England, which was established as a partnership between John Collett and Dave Waring in 1986. Having started out with a single 3.5-ton vehicle, the business steadily expanded. It now runs a fleet of 50 trucks and 3 dedicated warehouses, providing its customers with transport and distribution solutions across the UK and Europe. Joda was born out of friendship which spans over 30 years and remains strong between two individuals and their families who have had the courage to take their vision to the next level and who has showed resilience to transform it into a successful limited company. Joda brings many strengths to the company, such as its family ethos. Working in a family-run business allows flexibility and freedom throughout that can tailor to people's needs. Joda is also a small company which brings many benefits that include promotion opportunities, greater involvement in jobs and a scope to innovate. This gives a good reason of why people would want to work at Joda. We also have an extensive range of services and deliver all kinds of goods including abnormal loads. This is music to our customers' ears, as whatever they need, we will be able to deliver. Lastly, we support our local economy and community with new job opportunities that arise frequently. Although Joda brings many strengths to the company, there are also some weaknesses that I have recognised, such as staff turnover. Many of our drivers have different preferences of the hours they want to work, but sometimes them hours are not always available, depending on the jobs they are issued with. Another reason being that there are many local haulage companies for drivers to choose from, so they tend to hop from businesses to businesses if they have the right amount of experience. As we are also expanding as a company, we are finding a driver shortage, but not only for us as a company, but the nationwide. Many of the drivers are an older generation and people do not want to pursue driving as a career choice at this current time. We are currently working around ways to get younger drivers on board by looking at apprenticeship schemes and give people the opportunity to take Class 1 or Class 2 training. Joda brings many opportunities within the company, such as development for its employees. They have employed people as apprentices so they can learn and develop their skills and gain a qualification for the career they want to pursue. They have also invested in courses for employees who have wanted to progress within their department. There is also new opportunities and job roles constantly arising within the company. Another opportunity Joda brings is the exponential growth within the delivery market. We have recently employed a sales and development executive who is in search for new companies who will deliver our service, who we can deliver our services to. This will be a big growth in the business for us and we will hopefully expand our customer base. Threats always arise within businesses and it is important to notice them and find ways of avoiding them. Some threats for Joda include shortage of drivers. If we have a shortage of drivers, we may not be able to complete the jobs that we have on, which would result in the company losing out on profit. Another threat for Joda is Brexit. With the market uncertainty and driving down of jobs and costs, which can also lead to driver shortage. There is also other threats that tackle Joda, such as our customer dictating profits. Joda has a functional organisation structure. A functional structure divides the organisation into departments based on their function. Each is headed by a functional manager and employees are grouped as per their role. Functional managers have experience in the roles they supervise. This ensures the employees are using their skills effectively. It helps organisations in achieving their business objectives. Joda holds a functional organisation structure which brings many advantages and disadvantages to the company. Some of the advantages include giving the employees a chance to get promoted within their functional areas, which can be a reason for them to stay long term. Another advantage is that the employees' roles and responsibilities are fixed, facilitating easy accountability for the work. As well as this, it gives a clear hierarchy which can reduce the numbers of communication channels. Although there are many advantages to the functional organisation, there are many disadvantages, which include the structure being rigid, which means adapting to changes can be difficult and slow. Another disadvantage can be weak communication between departments. This causes poor interdepartment coordination, affecting flexibility and innovation. Lastly, it can make decision making is slow due to hierarchy. Organisation culture. An organisation culture is powerful because it automatically shapes the way members see their world. Any culture is deeply rooted in beliefs and values that members have internalised. When beliefs and values are held without challenge for a long period of time, they are even less likely to be questioned. Joda runs a family organisation culture which allows our employees freedom and flexibility in the approach, which makes it a good reason of why people want to work there. Joda also has a great relationship between the management and employees, as they are closely connected to speak to one another, meaning there is a good line of communication. Joda brings many values such as teamwork. Employees from different departments work and communicate to innovate. They also help one another when problems arise within the company. Stakeholders. We manage stakeholders in the same way and with consistency in order to set the standard expected across the board. We allow managers, high influence stakeholders, autonomy in their department and full responsibility for their remit in order to ensure we have experts managing all areas of the operation, with everybody reporting into one key shareholding stakeholder, highest influence stakeholders, Matteo along with John and Dave. This allows everybody the job satisfaction and the creative influence of their department and making best use of their expertise whilst also ensuring it is regulated and authorised by the sharing holding stakeholders. Change. Change is dealt with quite well in Joda, but we have a growing age workforce which impacts on the changes we make. We are forward-thinking and a flexible company, but our growing age workforce has caused us to potentially be slow on the uptake of change. This is because the elderly generation are less likely to adapt to change and want to stick to the old school rules. Unfortunately, Joda cannot do this as it will not allow the company to progress and keep in the now. We are currently trying to implement a period of change by formalising policies and procedures to get people to engage with a vision. This will also improve our performance and strive us to give our all. We are also trying to discard everything on paper and go digital, but this is also affecting many of the older generation in the workforce, as they are not familiar with some of the modern technology nor want to learn how to use it. We believe by making small changes we can prepare our employees for the big changes ahead. Other than this, our company responds to regulatory change well. Now I'll move on to Marks and Spencer's. Marks and Spencer's is a major British multinational retailer that specialises in selling clothing, home products and food products, mostly of its own label. M&S was founded in 1884 by Michael Marks and Thomas Spencer in Leeds. M&S currently have 959 stores across the UK, including 615 that only sell food products, and through its television advertising, asserts an exclusive nature and luxury of its food and beverages. It also offers an online food delivery service. Marks and Spencer brings many strengths to its company, such as its brand recognition. It is known by everyone in the market for the quality it has provided in the past up to the present. The brand value is high, as the customers who go into the high street prefer to go to Marks and Spencer's, as they can finish a whole shop in one go, from food all the way to clothing. Another strength for Marks and Spencer's is their strong focus on enhancing their customer experience. They believe that the customers are the most important element of consideration. Companies should understand that customer satisfaction is more important than the product sale. M&S realises the main attribute and provides good services and high quality products to customers for raising the customer loyalty. Other strengths include their international presence and market experience. Weaknesses. Although Marks and Spencer possesses many strengths, they also have their weaknesses, such as their public perception. They have a wide range of products and different brands, but unfortunately, many of the public have the wrong assumption and that the men's and women's wear are focused for the elderly people as opposed to the younger generation. These assumptions make the business low, and management should focus on the sales for the young people as well. Another weakness is their sales decline. This is due to their availability that they have in its stores and their out-of-date supply chain. M&S also receive a high intake of returns daily, which has a big impact on their sales. Opportunities. There are many opportunities for Marks and Spencer, such as their international expansion. Although M&S have already reached some of the biggest countries in the world, such as Russia, India and Indonesia, they could explore their expansion opportunities further to big economies like Brazil. Other opportunities for M&S would be their economic upstick and increase in their customer spending. After years of recession and slow growth rate in the industry, it is an opportunity for Marks and Spencer's to capture new customers and increase its market share. Lastly, expanding on their target market would be an opportunity for Marks and Spencer's and would increase their sales dramatically if they were to target their market at a younger generation as well as the older generation. If they also advertised a younger market range, it could potentially change the public's perception. Threats. Marks and Spencer has the threats of losing its scope in the business due to the competition they have. The increased competition in the retailer sector is a big worry as other retail competitors such as Asda, Sainsbury's and Tesco are expanding themselves, such as Sainsbury's Local and Tesco Express, whereas M&S are still relying on their megastores. As well as the threats of other supermarkets, they also face threats of clothing retailers such as Debenhams, Next and John Lewis. They all hold a strong reputation of good quality clothing, but if they do not keep up with the market trends and expanding on their target market, then this could be also a threat of losing its scope in the business. Organisational culture. Marks and Spencer's have a customer-driven culture. This means that the whole of the business focuses on making a real effort to improve customer service, market research, employing the right people and training. Marks and Spencer's are committed to their core values of inspiration, innovation, integrity and in touch. They are the key to the way they work and interact with their customers, suppliers and colleagues across the business. They demonstrate their core values by aiming to excite and inspire their customers, improve things for the better, strive to do the right thing, and listen actively and act thoughtfully. Change. One of the biggest trends is modern day retail, especially in food stores, is self-checkout. This industry-wide trend is designed to help retailers save money that might otherwise be spent on cashiers, while offering customers a checkout experience that is usually faster. Like most of other UK food stores, Marks and Spencer's have already implemented a number of self-service checkout systems across its stores. Although this may save money to the company, many elderly do not like using the self-service checkouts as they find it complicated and not straightforward. M&S have made sure there are always staff monitoring the self-service so that when help is needed, they will be able to assist. Marks and Spencer's are also a well-known business in the UK. Having been around since the 18,000s, the retail chain is now a big icon to the youth, elderly and everyone in between. However, this long-standing reputation has had some unfortunate consequences as consumers are associating M&S with the past. As the new and trendy retail chains pop up every year, M&S seem to have become less trendy for consumers, especially for the younger generation. Marks and Spencer's clothing is advertised on TV shows such as This Morning that are worn by models and sometimes TV presenter Holly Willoughby, who is a star icon to the younger generation. As she is a star icon to many, this is a great way to influence their clothing to the youth. Now I'll move on to Apple, our modern business. Apple Computers was founded in 1976 by college dropouts Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak, who brought to the new company a vision of changing the way people view computers. Jobs and Wozniak wanted to make computers small enough for people to have them in their homes or offices. Apple has pioneered its way through the computer industry and believes in pushing the limits of creativity in order to produce interesting and valuable products for society. After more than 40 years, it is undeniable that Apple has had a profound impact on technology, innovating and influencing not only how we use computers, but the activity for which what we use them. Strengths. One of the biggest strengths is their brand identity. They're one of the most recognizable brands in the world and their name goes a long way. Apple are continuously creating a new and improved technology to suit their customers, which also relates to a strength of them continuously developing new products, as Apple does not stop at the time they launch a finished product. They start working on developing a new product soon after finishing a launching one. This means they do not waste time by watching their product sales. Another one of their many strengths include their product variety. Their product line includes Mac, iPod, iPhone, iPad, Apple Watch, Apple TV, software, electrical and Apple Energy. By this diversified portfolio, Apple ensures that they can offer modern technologies to their customers. Although Apple is an excellent brand of choice, they use a premium pricing strategy. The prices of the Apple products always remain beyond the general people's reach, especially for iPhones. The price of their products was always higher than other recognized brands in the market such as Samsung, Huawei and HTC. Even though most of their products is middle-class people, Apple chooses to ignore this segment to preserve its brand image. Apple also has limitations on its and it's not flexible when you want to connect it with other devices that are from other brands. Apple does not allow you to get the software installed from other sources other than its provider, which can drive people away from using Apple devices. Opportunities for Apple. Apple's globalization of the market gives people the opportunities of having technological products very easily. As a result, people can buy and get those products within a short period directly from respected companies. This also increases their sales, which results in more profit margin. Apple also has an opportunity to expand its distribution network to increase its sales and growth. Presently, Apple's distribution channel is limited, thus experiences a minimum growth rate. If the company focuses on expanding its distribution network, it can generate higher sales and revenue. Even though Apple is a top brand, it faces serious competition threats from companies like Samsung, Huawei, and HTC. As technology advances, so are the competitions. For Apple to emerge the victor in this competition, it must introduce new cutting-edge technologies in their products or consider revising its pricing strategy. Otherwise, the competition will only get tougher. Apple also faces a threat of rising labour costs in the other countries, which could result in shrink of the profit margin or increase the cost of Apple's products. Lastly, laptop competition is a threat to Apple. Dell is one of the primary computer manufacturers that pose a great threat to Apple. Other laptop brands like Lenovo and HP are producing affordable computer products for consumers around the world, thus marginalising Apple's expensive MacBook to the majority upper income earners. Apple has an organisation culture for creative innovation. The company's cultural features focus on maintaining a high level of innovation that involves creativity and a mindset that challenges conventions and standards. The business depends on the cultural support and coherence, which are causes of competitiveness and industry leadership, especially in addressing rapid technological innovation and product development. Apple's culture possesses many characteristics, one being their top-graded excellence as they only hire the best of the best in the labour market. Other characteristics include their creativity as they are always on the lookout for new ideas that help improve the business and its products. As well as these characteristics, secrecy is the company's strategy to minimize theft of property, information, or intellectual property. Change. The current trends of the increasing popularity of smartphone devices are somewhat a great opportunity for Apple, unless they provide easy to use and affordable phones in the market. Increasing social media and mobile trends present both opportunities and challenges to Apple. Apple cope with changes in trends by making sure that once an invention goes on the market, they always have a new invention to work on that is better than before. Apple's kept up to market trends, whereas other phones, such as BlackBerry, failed to innovate quickly enough and lost their market share. Apple quote, "When the world changes, business changes too." Apple hardware, software and services work together to give your employees the power and flexibility to do whatever needs doing, wherever that may be. This indicates that Apple copes well with change and moves with the times of people's needs and desires. Our last business is Woolworths, what ceased to trade. Woolworths started out in the UK in 1909 as F.W. Woolworths & Co., part of the American company that was established in 1879. The first store was on the Church Street in Liverpool and was known for its sold factory-made goods at rock-bottom prices. But after heading for the sky, it gradually fell back to earth and largely faded away. Sadly, Woolworths closed all the 807 Woolworths stores between December 2008 and January 2009, resulting in 27 100,000 job losses. Woolworths shortly after entered administration in January 2009, and it was officially dissolved in October 2015. Woolworths was a mass-market retailer that was commonly known for the cheap products it sold. This was one of the main strengths of Woolworths, as the customers always knew they were going to get a good deal from the products they purchased. Another major strength for Woolworths was the variety of products they sold. Customers would be able to get a full shop in one, going from clothing all the way to electronics, which would also save them time commuting to different stores. Lastly, their products have maintained quality over the years and are still valued by customers who find it as good value for the amount of money they pay. Even though Woolworths spent more than average on research and development expenditure within the industry, it was spending way less than a few players within the industry that have had a significant advantage as a result of their innovative products. They could have researched into making an online presence, which would have been a big potential for the company. Extending the length of some of their offers was also a weakness for Woolworths, as although the customers were getting a good price on top branded products, Woolworths itself was not making a profit from the products they sold. An opportunity for Woolworths would have been to expand their presence online. There has been an increase in the number of internet users all over the world, which means they could have retained their interactions with the customers on social media. Another opportunity for the company could have been increased globalization. This would have not restricted Woolworths to its own country. They could have extended their operations to other countries, entering those markets and making use of the opportunities that lie in those markets. As well as these opportunities, technological development could have been as technology comes with numerous benefits among many departments. Operations can be automated to reduce costs. Technology enables better data to be collected on customers, improves on marketing efforts. Woolworths faced many threats, such as its increasing competition of other retailers such as Poundland and B&M. There has been an increase in competition with the industry, putting downward pressure on prices. This could have led to reduced revenue for Woolworths if it adjusted to the price changes, or loss of market share if it did not. As well as this, consumer tastes are changing rapidly, which puts pressure on companies to constantly change their products to meet the needs of these customers. Woolworths had a market culture that focused on customers' result and success. With a market culture, employees are constantly pushed to go the extra mile and are driven and inspired by the leaders, resulting in team members who are constantly focused on building their skills and knowledge. They also would be dictated to market research and staying on the ball with daily trends and going-ons within their industry. This way, they are always ready to react to any changes in the market to ensure they maintain the market share and stay ahead of the game. And lastly, change. Although Woolworths had a market culture that based on dedicating themselves into market research and staying ahead of the game with any changes in the market share, they failed to do this, which led the company to cease. Woolworths did not cope with change very well, as technology became more advanced over the years and many retailers ventured to online opportunities. Woolworths ignored these ideas and stuck with their old ways, which unfortunately led to profit loss. Many retail companies also expanded their stores globally to countries like China and Russia, which was a big success for them as it attracted new customers as well as built their brand name recognition. If Woolworths was to do this, it would have been a great opportunity for them, and they may have kept the company alive. Thank you for watching.